What up, YouTube? Fiercely on here, and I'm back with another review. Today, we're going to talk about The Big Walk, and I feel like that game might be one of my favorite games this year so far. Uh, it was free on PlayStation Plus for August, but I was planning on buying it beforehand. I really got into Peak last year around December, I think, around December, and I really liked the concept of that game, and I just happened to see Big Walk at, I believe it was the Video Game Awards, like the first time I had seen it, and I was like, oh man, another game that's like you get to walk around with your friends, and it's got like proximity chat, and you get lost and stuff like that. Obviously, Peak is a little bit different, which we'll talk about today. The differences between it and some of the other games. Whenever I go through some of the comparisons, um, I have some friends that refer to these games as friend slop, but that sounds derogatory to me, so I don't think I'm going to call these games that kind of term. I mean, maybe people like it, maybe people think it's endearing, but I don't know. It just sounds kind of derogatory to me, so I'm not gonna call it that. Although I do think it's a funny term. But yeah, I just think that games like this are really fun and cool, and it's nice being able to play like just a chill game with your friends. Um, but yeah, Big Walk was great. I know I forgot to do this on the Beast of Reincarnation video, excuse me, and so I'm gonna just do it up front now. I think I'm gonna give Big Walk a 9 out of 10. The only things that I think would keep it from being a full 10 out of 10 is, hey, I feel like tens should be reserved for like maybe your favorite games. I'm not saying that you have to only reserve it for that, but I'm trying to bring down the bar a bit so that people don't automatically think, oh, well, only nines and tens are, the games to play. Like, nah, I don't want none of that. I gave Beast of Reincarnation a 7 out of 10, and I absolutely still think that you should play it if you're into that kind of genre, and if you're into, just being kind of interested in a story that unfolds over the course of the gameplay. But today's about Big Walk, and man, I the only issue that I really had with Big Walk at the start was it came out the same day as Beast of Reincarnation, so it kind of kept butting in to my time for playing one or the other. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, I am a play with my friends first kind of gamer, even though my favorite games of all time are single player games. I still do prefer to play with my friends when I have the opportunity. And man, the like it's not like it's the most beautiful game of all time or the most well crafted game of all time. Most of the puzzles were largely easy for me to understand. I kind of unlocked the key to the puzzles pretty quickly in most cases. I can't think of any puzzles that really stumped me for a really long time outside of one, but I'm not gonna tell you which one because I don't want it. I don't want anybody in the comments to come and be like, "Well, this is how you do it." Uh, it's like one of the only puzzles that me and my friends have not quite pieced together yet, but we think we know how it works. And there was another puzzle that was like only puzzling because most of the puzzles give you all the tools right at the jump. And then I was like, all right, we'll come back to this one later. We can clearly see that there's other puzzles to do. We'll come back to this one later, and maybe we'll give it a better crack. And then as we were walking away, I had like an epiphany. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me! Is this how it works? But I don't want to spoil it too much because I don't want to ruin people's experiences with maybe figuring out things for themselves. It's actually one of the struggles that I had while playing the game was I played with a bunch of my friends, like basically all my friends in my main gaming friend group played it with me. But me and one particular friend, my buddy Treg, just gave me more of his time to play the game. So he and I, we've already gotten to the ending, the first ending. Spoilers, I guess. There's two endings. Well, there's a trophy called "Reach the Ending, Reach the True Ending." So there's the as much spoilery as I want to go into, but he and I have done most, if not all, the puzzles together. And there were multiple times where I went and played with other friends where I did not want to tell them how to do it, because I feel like for me, a lot of the fun was A, discovering like the world and the map and everything, and B, really just going out there and figuring out what the puzzles were. Like the discovery of the puzzle for me was a lot of the fun. Um, so, but maybe some of my friends aren't as into that. I don't know. But yeah, I try not to give away the answers or help too much whenever I know how the puzzle works. And there are some puzzles that work differently based on how many people are in the map at the same time, which that was a really clever thing on House's part to make it so that, if you have done this with your one good friend that's always got time for you, bam, you guys can do some puzzles. And then whenever, maybe you guys get a bigger group of friends that are all going on a walk together, you reach the puzzle and you're like, oh, this actually works different. One particular puzzle was like only one person could communicate, and to communicate back, the other person would have to press a button to like light up something. And that was with just two people. But with three people, everyone could kind of communicate, but only with one other person in the group. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think that it is a good looking game. It's kind of funny how the characters look like these little like blobs, these like colorful like blobs, and a lot of the puzzles. That's how you can find a lot of the puzzles if you're struggling on how to find them. They're usually big. They're like a children's playhouse level, like colorful. And they're just like kind of a contrast to the rest of the map, which it looks like the map was built straight up in a realistic sense. And they're like, okay, let's make the map. It's a realistic map. Now let's just put goofy toys in it, which, you know, maybe that's kind of the charm of the game. It feels like a kid playing with his toys, on like in a like how action figures might feel if you take them outside and you play with them by the trees or whatever. So, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about with Big Walk because I don't want to spoil anything. Obviously, I've talked a little bit already, but I like it's not as I would say in depth uh, from like a what I can talk about standpoint. There's no like there's no like story to really talk about. Um, the design is pretty. What you see is what you get. You get this realistic setting, and you get these like kind of play-doh characters, almost like toys, and then the puzzles. So there's not like a whole lot to go into as there might be with some other games. Um, so today's video might not be as long. Might talk a little bit about some other things. I also kind of off topic, but I had an idea to maybe change the name of this video series segment. Um, Low sodium reviews is good. I think it's good because I don't intend to really rake a lot of games over the coals. Um, but some of my friends were like, "You're like always ready to, fight for your opinions and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not like salty about it, but I'm trying to like make it more. I'm trying. This is me explaining it to my friends. I'm like, I'm trying to make it more, like cool that you can play games that aren't like a 100% Maximilians out of Maximilians, or something, something like that. And they're like, I don't know. I just don't think that you should be the guy to host low sodium reviews. And I'm like, f you guy. But I did think that it's a little, I don't know, one note. And what I'm really trying to get across with my reviews is that I'm not interested in journalism. I'm not interested in like, getting a sponsorship and telling you what the sponsor wants me to tell you. I just want you to know that I am playing these games and I am giving you my review. I'm not doing a lot of editing. I mean, I might put some like titles on the screen or like scrolling text on the screen or something like that. And when I mean editing, I mean I'm not like, all right, let me read off my script, make sure I say all the good notes, all the bad notes, do the pros and the cons and the Venn diagrams and all this thing. No, I'm just trying to sit down, look at the camera, talk a little bit, and just vomit what I think about the game. while trying to be as professional as possible. Um, I was never really good at public speaking as a kid, or anything like that. Even like I had a classroom of like 12 people, 16 people, and I almost passed out standing up in front of them and trying to give a speech. So, it's kind of a new thing for me to learn how to do this. Obviously, I'm not standing in front of a bunch of people, so no one can see me. But theoretically, thousands of people can see me if they click on the video. So, but anyway, the the new workshop title I have going on. If I do decide to change the series to a different name, I was thinking about just calling it Real Gamer Reviews, because at the part of all this, I am a real gamer. I am buying these games. I am with my own money. I don't have a revenue stream that's like feeding into this yet. Maybe. Um, but even if it did, even if somehow these review videos became something that I don't expect them to become, which is super big, and I got some form of revenue stream for it, I wouldn't change my tune. I wouldn't suddenly sell my, and if I did like do a sponsorship of some kind, I would make it very transparent to the audience that, hey, this is a sponsored stream by boom Raid Shadow Legend. I mean, this is not, by the way, but like that would be the cut. uh but so yeah, that I want to attack these videos as a, hey, I'm a guy sitting at a desk, sitting at his computer, whatever, with a maybe shoddy mic at this point. I've had this mic for so long that maybe I need a new one. I don't know. But I'm just a guy playing games, and I want to give you guys honest reviews. And yeah, and I'm a real gamer at the end of it all. Like, I'm not someone who's getting into this to play the 15 minutes or the 2.5 hours or whatever it is, the journalist mode versions. And that's not to say that those are bad per se. They get a lot more eyes, but they don't feel authentic to me, and they don't feel real in a way that's informative to people like me that want to know, yeah, is this game really worth my time? Yeah, maybe it is. And yeah, Big Walk is, because that game fucking rocks. This is all a segue to boom, get right back on point. Damn, this game is fun. It's just a lot of fun playing with your friends. That if there's one issue that I have, and it's not even a bad issue, it's just if you are not the type of person who normally has friends to play with, you can't really play this game. Minimum 2 players. There's not a way for you, even if you could find a way to somehow do the excuse me, do the puzzles, which legitimately there is no way to do some of these puzzles. But if you found a way to do the puzzles, there's also no way to unlock, like so you get the keys, and you have to hold a button and then put them in like a receptacle. And you can't put the key into the key holder if you don't have another person to hold the damn button for you. So it's just not feasible. So yeah, it is a bummer if you are a person that does not have friends to play this game with. But if you have even a romantic partner, maybe sucker them into it somehow. If you don't play on PlayStation, you don't get it for free. I still think it's worth the $20. Maybe the $20 brings it down to an 8 out of 10 for you guys instead of a 9 out of 10. But for me, the 9 out of 10 all day, every day. I would be willing to pay $40 to get 2 more copies of it. I've even suggested that to excuse me, my friend, who his kids love my wife. And man, I'm like, wife, I almost name dropped. Wife, I will give you $20 to put it on the Switch. We'll play it together, and then you can play it with friendo's kids so that they can play it together. I don't know. I think that this is a really fun game. If you guys haven't given it a shot, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. It's just it's just goofy. It's fun to run around and goof off with your friends. One of the most fun things that we did recently, like I've already put in multiple playthroughs, multiple hours of this game, but none of those saves had played with everybody. And I was like, hey, Saturday, let's get together. I mean, to be fair, we I coordinated this with my friends, but I'm trying to shorten this to be a pretty quick story. So I was like, hey everybody, let's get together on Saturday. As many people as you can. Boom, let's all play together. And I'm creating a new save. So I did. We did that. We had a lot of fun. You know, only one friend of ours didn't get to make it in. He was not able to come, but all my other friend group of my other friend group on the PlayStation got to come in, and man, was it fun! To spice things up, to make things different for everyone that had already done it. We did like little races to where like okay, no one gets to choose what their colors are on their color scheme. You get to like paint people, but you can't paint yourself. There's a lot of things you can't do yourself, which is kind of fun. It's a cool concept. Uh, so the rules were whoever like once we finished the puzzle, whoever made it to the paint house first got to choose their color, and then that color was not allowed to be picked by anybody else. And so that was a lot of fun. Everyone's trying to grab each other, grab the nugget away from everybody, and it is a lot of fun. It was a good time. But yeah, like I said, there's not a ton to talk about with the big walk because there's not like a story. There's not a lot that you don't get from the jump. Oh, there is one thing I want to talk about really quick. This will probably be the last thing because, like I said, there's not a ton to go really deep into outside of like, hey, it's a great game, it's fun, play with your friends, it's great, just try it. It's cheap, whatever. Anyway, the sound design is incredible. Yeah, Leon's videos fucking suck for sound because he can't figure out how to get his mic to work right. He keeps popping and going low. Whatever, f you guys. I'm trying it out here. But no, the sound design, play the game with headphones, either headphones or earbuds or something that like you can get a full scope of sound in the game. It has proximity chat, so that's important to note. And you want to be able to hear things as clearly as possible even whenever they're further away. But man, oh man, like there's like open caverns, these big valleys, and whenever you hello, you'll get echo, echo, echo. It's great. I had a friend that played with us the first couple of times on his PlayStation Portal, and then he finally had a chance to sit down at his couch and play on his big screen, put his headphones on. He's like, "Holy fuck, this is a whole different game with the headphones on." He's like, "I didn't even know you could do this," and he's like, "Yeah, he was blown away." So yeah, I think that the game is a lot of fun. I think that the game is worth your time. 9 out of 10. Please play Big Walk because if there's one thing I would love to see, it is for them to either A, continue making more maps and with more maps, more puzzles, or maybe make a sequel in the future. I don't know. The game was great. I think you guys should try it. Anyways, I think that's all I got for today. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the game, if you were playing the game, and also let me know about the real game reviews instead of low sodium reviews. Not sure which I'm leaning more towards right now. But yeah, I'm still trying to give you guys the best me that I can give, the best reviews that I can give without spoiling too much and while being as real as I can with the without trying I'm trying not to be too spoilery as well. Because I hate spoilers. So yeah, that's all for me. I'm gonna go while I think about my life decisions and figure out what I'm gonna do with this. Oh, next week I might not have a video because there's no games that are coming out that I'm really interested in playing until Star Wars Zero Company. The problem is I won't have a video on the week of Zero Company either because that's going to be a bigger game. A game is going to take a little bit longer, I assume, anyway, to go all the way through and beat, or at least play enough to get a sense of the game. If I do another video sometime in the next week or so, because I don't want to leave you guys for too long without another video. So maybe I'll do something else that I played that was this year. Maybe I'll start doing some not retro rewinds because like if I talk about a game from 2025, it's not a fucking retro game. But some people might be like, "Oh, that game's been out for a year. Why are you reviewing it?" And I'm like, "Well, it's that I haven't reviewed it. Damn it! You can read IGN's review if you want, but fuck IGN. Come to me or whatever. Do whatever you want. I'm not your damn dad." But yeah. So anyway, I might have maybe a new video idea in the next week or so. Maybe I'll review Pokopia. I did stream that game this year, and it came out this year. Um, Spoilers, I liked that game a lot, so probably going to be another good glowing review. But anyway, and it has a DLC pack, an expansion pass coming out. Actually, I think it already came out last week. Something. Anyway, I'm getting too off topic. I'm not talking enough about Big Walk in the Big Walk video. But yeah, so next week maybe I'll have something. Maybe I won't. Maybe it'll be later in the week instead of like on a Monday or whatever. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.